Alright, it's 2:30. I'm gonna go ahead and start now. So today is September 16th, 2020, and it's 2:30 p.m. right now. And took a good amount of trades today. The trades that I took were American Airlines, GOGO, KODK, Snow, the new IPO that just released today, VXRT, Workhorse, and kind of summarize the day. I'd say it kind of went downhill initially at first with KODK. Went in with the dip buy. As always, instead of being patient and having it actually go down and hit the goal that I wanted, I went ahead and chased. So let's go ahead and pull up the chart. I think I had the 3-minute chart on. And you guys can go ahead and back me all you want, but I really like the 3-minute chart. And I think I put an order around this area right here at around $9 at this support, but it didn't hit it. If anything, it went down to here and it bounced and it just shot up real quick. And I was thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna miss out. So I went ahead and chased. I think I entered in around like this area right here. And instead of taking profits immediately, I went ahead and said, oh yeah, let's go ahead and ride as much as I can. And end up taking a hit. So with KODK, lesson learned, just like with everything else, don't chase, have it come to you, have an exit plan, because it moved so fast up and down that I didn't have an exit plan, and I think that's the reason why right here I lost $713. So moving on from KODK, let's go ahead and jump over to Snow. So, on that note, KODK, the strategy behind that was it was a dip buy. With Snow, it was a FOMO buy, 100% FOMO. There's no doubt about it. I'm not gonna bring up any names, but essentially, I ended up buying at around 300 around here, and no, I'm sorry, I bought 300 around here. It halted initially, and it just went down, 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 and down. Eventually, there was an opportunity to be able to kind of buy the dip here and then be able to kind of ride it out. But, thanks to Bad Trader Anonymous, I didn't take it because he said I would be revenge trading at that point. So, thanks to him, kudos to him, shout out to him to really kind of being the voice of reason for me to not revenge trade. All right, let's go check out the other tickers first as well. So with GOGO, I think when I was looking at this picture, I saw an ascending triangle form right here, and it was consolidating really well. And I was thinking to myself, okay, it's almost power hour. There's probably an opportunity for us to be able to buy, ride the breakout, and be able to make a good, $100, $200, $300, depending on the momentum. But what ended up happening was I think I bought in around here at 1135, and the triangle just broke out. So got stopped out at around here and ended up losing about $28.80. So not too bad of a loss. All right, VXRT made some really bad trades in the very beginning with VXRT. Let's see. I think I had an entry around here, because I was thinking, oh, it's a dip buy. Didn't catch that knife. Ended up going a little bit lower and lower and lower, so I eventually had to dip out. So starting off of VXRT, I think I was at a negative 100. So after that, composed myself. If anything, I was actually thinking about just calling it a day, because at that point I was a negative 1,000 already. So took a little bit of breather, came back, and then I saw a nice little triangle forming. And similar to all the other plays that I made, I will always buy the bottom of the trend line. So I think for VXRT, I got in around like either here or here for 500 shares. And I was able to ride it all the way up to about, like, I think around this area, and be able to pretty much kind of zero out my losses for the day off VXRT. So that was pretty good. Pretty proud of myself for being able to do that. And oh shit, Workhorse, man, I really misplayed that one. So for Workhorse, I saw an ascending triangle open, and no, actually, no, I'm sorry. I actually played this at the open too as well. I bought it around, I think, right here, and instead of selling up top here, I was thinking, it's Workhorse. Stocks don't go down, stocks only go up. And I went ahead and rode that, and instead of actually paying attention to Workhorse at the time, I was paying attention to something else, and it just went down and down. I think I sold right here. So on that note, I think for this ticker, I definitely panic sold because I bought up here. It's all the way down here. At that point, I'm almost down like 60 cents, 75 cents. And I just said, you know what, let's just go ahead and cut it. We don't know if it's actually going to go lower or not. And that was a tough pill to swallow because I think I lost about 124 off that. I did have Workhorse on a separate monitor, and I did see another triangle form right here. And instead of getting into it, I just was focusing on something else, and I missed a huge run all the way up to 28 and 20 cents. So lesson learned, at least from all the tickers I've played so far, wait till the pattern develops. Don't rush into anything. If you do let's say a speculative bet, go small size, because between Snow, between KODK, and between Workhorse, I was taking the normal starter size, and every single time I've been burned for at least more than $100. All right, and the big one, the winner for today was INO. All right, so for INO, I actually had an earlier entry at around 806. So around here, I went ahead and entered, but I got stopped out. And it was only at 500 shares, star position, wasn't too bad. And at around 8:15, for some strange reason, I saw something. Let's see if I can bring it up for you guys. 806. Okay. I think what I saw was just a pattern going up, and it was holding support right here really well, in addition to holding the 20 moving average over here and the momentum being green. So on that note, I went ahead and, instead of going regular starter size, this also might be to a certain extent revenge trading. I went ahead and put 1,000 shares down, and that's definitely a lot bigger than I usually normally do. But in this case, I had so many losses with KODK, with everything else so far, kind of went and broke my rules. Put 1,000 here, got in at 1547, so 1547 is right here. I got into this green candle, which again I never do. I always buy in the red, and I rode that bad boy up all the way to here. I think that was 1809, and the entire time, Justin, Bad Trader Anonymous, they're just giving me shit, saying, "Ty, you gotta sell, you gotta sell, you gotta sell, you gotta sell, you gotta sell." And gotta say, very thankful for their knowledge, but at the same time, I do see their logic on why I should have sold, because right here I can see a lot of people being shaken out, seeing a massive sell-off right here. So if I didn't sell here and I panic sold here, I would have went ahead and missed this entire train. So on that note, let me go and just break down what I saw when it comes to, you know, the patterns that I play. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this a little bit back, and let's change it to the 5-minute candles, because I know most of you guys enjoy looking at that. All right. Yeah, the 5-minute candle is here. It's not really that pretty. I don't see the pattern here on the 5-minute candle, but I do see a pattern for the 3-minute candle. I see a nice little ascending triangle form right here. So the entry where I got in was, I think, 1547. So 1547 right here. Okay. So originally, I think when I got into this trade, I was thinking, okay, I saw it bounce here, it completely bottomed out over here, and it was going up. And originally my goal was just to scalp it. I didn't really plan to hold it that long because I was kind of looking forward to seeing how strong it can overcome this portion right here of these 3 candles. If it was able to break 1567 convincingly, then I would go ahead and stay, in addition to it being able to form higher lows. So with that in mind, once I kind of saw these candles develop here and just seeing how minimal this dip was, I said, you know what, higher lows, higher highs, let's go ahead and ride this thing as long as we can. And if you look at, for example, this area right here too as well, there was also an ascending triangle. If I go ahead and put a resistance bar up here, and there was another one up here too as well. So I'm just seeing like little ascending triangles here and there, and every time I see an ascending triangle, that's just pretty much my green light to keep on going. So credit to Justin and Bad Trader Anonymous. They did tell me to sell around this time, but being the degenerate that I was, I just said, you know what, I'm gonna keep riding this thing because of 2 reasons. The first reason was the run up that it had yesterday, and also the news between Moderna and NVAX. Like, those 2 pharmaceutical companies were just flying up into the atmosphere. So I figured, you know what, if that is the case with those 2 companies, if they're just skyrocketing up, there has to be a sympathy play between Eno and those other 2 tickers too as well. So when I took that, looked at the 15-minute chart to really identify this little dip here, and the dip that it took, it wasn't too bad in context of the bigger picture. So between Nick and I, we went ahead and shared some charts, looked at it, and was pretty much be able to confirm that, hey, this looks good. So between Nick and my charting, we decided to kind of just play this out as long as we could, and we exited out at right here, up at the top at 1809. So to summarize, these are pretty much the my bread and butter. I have the ABCD and the ascending triangle setups. In this case, I was just using the ascending triangle the entire time. As for the ABCD setup, it was very, very, very prevalent with this one right here. You got the A here, you got the B here, you got the C here, but the D was non-existent. I was hoping that VXRT would break out a little bit more, but nonetheless, there was many ascending triangles here, which we were able to capitalize on and be able to reduce, I think, minus 200, minus 100 to pretty much 0. So pretty happy. Outside of that, that was pretty much my trade for today. Yo, Brian and Farah, do you guys have any questions on like charting, my thought process on the Eno trade or any other trades? Alright, well, if that's the case, if you guys have no questions, I'm going to go ahead and just end the stream. I'll post a link for the recap in about like 3 minutes on the Discord chat, so you guys can go ahead and take a look at it if you guys do want to kind of go through you know, the ascending triangles and stuff like that. You know, furthermore too, if you guys do need like a discussion in chat, we can always just turn that on and we can talk. So, alright guys, thanks a lot for coming by.